Welcome. On this channel, I do unscripted, unedited videos of Linux programming and stuff. Right now, I am kind of in the process of relearning C, and I'm just kind of messing around with different things. The thing I'm going to do today, right now, is reorganize a makefile. I had just added C, Unity C tests to it, and Unity C unit tests to it. And when I did it, I had everything all piled in one directory, and the makefile got a little bit ugly, I think, while I was trying to do that. And I think what I want to do is to make a test directory and move all the test files over there and see how the makefile looks when I'm done with that. It just rubbed my, OCD a little bit the wrong way, having everything all clumped together, and it just didn't turn out as neat as I wanted it. So let's dive into that. First thing I'm going to do is make a test folder. And in the test folder, I'm going to move from the source all the Unity files into test. And I'm going to move the, maybe that's all I have to move. For the time being. The reason being is, oh no, I have the test program has to move too. So move from source test C over into the test folder. I haven't actually really created much in the way of tests yet, but the test framework did run. It was just empty and had some pre-made failing tests in it. Okay, so this won't run this won't make anymore because we have everything all split up. But let's take a look at the source. So now I just have, I copied instead of moving. So what I want to do, well, let's take a look in test. In test, I have the actual test file plus the Unity files plus their headers. I can headers. I can remove from source anything that's Unity, and I can remove from source. I must have moved the test file, so I have just the foo, main, and demo, and I've been really struggling with this one. I kind of want to move. I'm not sure if I like, if I like the main.c being main.c, or if I want it demo.c. Main certainly makes it easier for people to find the entry point. I think that's what it should be. And demo, yeah, I think that's how I leave it. Okay, so let's go back to the makefile. One of the things I know I have to do now is I have to be able to identify the files more, separately. So one of the things that I'm going to do here is I'm going to, let's start with making C files, prog files. So those are all of the C files. These are all the C files that are for the program. These are all the C files that are for tests. And now this gets quite a bit easier because I can just say any C file that is in the, so I'm going to change the names. We're going to see if we can get some serious uniformity here. So instead of source directory, it's going to be prog directory. And, oh no. Why did that not actually do anything? Oh, I missed the percentage. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me just do this. Tester equals test. So that's the three different directories that matter. Prog files obviously come from source directory. These come from test directory. I only want files. I want case insensitive. Anything that ends in, any file that ends in .c. Okay, I don't need any other stuff for those header files. So this becomes a question. Where was I using header files? Oh, as a part of the dependencies. So I may want, for example, H files to be prog H files, because I may want test H files to be the ones in the test directory. Okay, the libs always stay the same. The flags always stay the same. So we have prog H files and now, would it work? I think it would if I just said prog H files, because for the test stuff, I just want it all. Okay, so let's get back to the very first thing is let's get the just the code to build and work, and then the test after. So for the code to build and work, we're only looking here. And the only thing that matters is let's get consistent with these names. So let's do prog files becomes prog files. And let's have test files become test files. Let's have so I could do where I'm using prog, I could use app and have everything with these 3-letter prefixes. Let's not change that just yet. The one that's kind of sticking is test prog. So instead of test prog, for the moment, I want test prog. I want source directory. Oops, source dir to be source directory. I want out dir to be out directory. And I want test directory to be test directory. Okay, I think we're consistently using underscores. I could, so what I'm considering is changing all the progs to just app, right? I could also just do prog as, I like app better. Okay, let's see where this goes. So the, so I could have main app and test app. Oops. What I want to do is I want to change app to main app conditionally. And on this first one, I do want to change it. On this one, I do not. On this one, I do. Do not, do not, do not, do. Do not, do not, do not, do not, do not. Yeah, oops. So let's do that again. But we don't need to change that one, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or any of those. But I do want to change that. I do not want to change that or that. But when I run it, I do want that and that. Okay, so let's go back and let's take anywhere where we have test and just replace it with test. Sorry, it just falls dead silent. So I'm staring at that main app with 4 letters and it bugs me. And I can't think of a better name for it at the moment. So I could go back to I could go to here. What if I do this? What if I make main app prog bin, and I make test app test bin. Then anywhere where I have app underscore becomes prog underscore. And anywhere where I have, yeah, okay. Now, the only thing that's a little off is these are so these could be prog source directory and test source directory. So if I change source directory to prog source directory, oops, messed something up. Source directory becomes prog source. And test. This one's a little odd. I might be going too far. Becomes test source. Then out directory could be prog. I already have prog bin. prog out and test out directory. So out directory becomes prog out directory. And then I'm going to add a test out directory, which for now is just going to be okay. So those would be first. This one would be test. Prog bin is going to end up being, I will have to really look at how this is being used, but I want this to be prog out directory, and then test out directory. And then up here, prog name equals demo. And so this one just becomes prog name. Prefix, prog bin. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we have is the source directories for each of them. Then we collect the files for each of them, and we collect the header files for each of them in the test. Okay, and then we define the libs, the C flags, and the linker flags. Okay, so prog bin, it is going to depend on all of the prog files, prog H files, as well as the make file itself. It is going to compile out to prog out directory, and instead of app, it should be, instead of any of all of that, it should just, it's all figured out above, so it just needs to be prog bin. It's going to compile prog files with C flags and LD flags. Okay, so if I make clean, make, what do? We got, it tried to make bin demo from source foo, source main, and that is all of the C files that are in there. That is good. And it worked, right? Yep. Okay, so test is not going to work, but the target for test is, let's make sure that these parts are build. So build targets prog out. Let's fix this. It should be prog bin is all we need. And then build only needs to is a phony that just rebuilds prog. Copilot, you are useless. Go away. Okay, so I have the phony build target, which I'll test. Make clean and make build does the expected. Now let's get the phony, make sure we have the phony test working, right? Which is, it is only going to be test bin that I care about. And there we go. And this used to do what? Oh, it just automatically ran the tests, which we can continue to do with test bin. Missing the opening paren. So right, that's what I expected to happen, was that the header files, it needs both sets of header files also. So prog but this isn't going to help. This isn't going to help with the that would help with the dependencies. But I'm surprised. Make clean. Make test. Clear. Make clean. Make test. Right, so if I tree and bin, there's nothing there because this crashed, compilation terminated, and then it also gave me errors. It gave me the errors. Okay, what I think I need is to add an include directory, which I believe I'm only going to need it in the test flags. Let's do this for now. So in function main LD cannot output file bin test. So something wrong in the oh yeah. I just need that. So oops. Bin. Nothing got output. Clear, make, clean, make, test. Okay. So the target. Oh yeah. See. Okay. That would be bad. I don't want out directory. I want test bin. Right. Yep. And nothing got output. So the output target was test demo. That's right. Test C was the test unity source foo. Oh, we're going to have multiple mains. That's not what we want. So where's the error though? Multiple definition of main. So it did get output. I just couldn't see it in the. Okay, so a better way to probably define this input. So the test source files. We'll do it all in one shot. So we'll say we also need does make give us a tool to remove a string out of the list? That would be kind of sweet. But we're getting into kind of weird. So you can, it has an RM command. You could use the filter out. That's actually pretty straightforward. So, let's, so we're going to filter out main.c from prog files. Right? So now the, oops, wrong place. We're going to filter out that from prog files. Multiple definitions of main still. So it did not filter out. Oh, because again, I'm doing it in the wrong place. Prog H files, yeah, we want all those. That is where. Make clean, make test. Okay, so multiple definitions still. We have a main C and a test C. And why is that? Oh, because I filtered out something else instead of main.c. Okay, we still got main C in there. So when I build test, I am not using test files. So we reference test files and test stage files, and we're targeting test bin, compiling test files, and including the source files. So I think, okay, we still ended up with both of them, and I'm not sure why. So so we're gonna go make clean, make clear, make test. So we're doing test bin. So the goal here is just to see what's in test files. Unterminated quote. It's test C, test unity, and source main. Oh, I bet you I know why now. Because I'm not excluding source main. So what that would be is prog source directory / that. There we go, and it ran the tests. Okay, so is this better? the part that I don't like about this is this source, this right here. I could separate you know, I could make an includes folder. It's certainly it makes the make file a little less weird, but I kind of liked them right next to each other, honestly. So the prog H files, it's looking in prog source. So prog source directory, and what I want is prog inc directory. And there is no separate test inc directory, but the only thing I have to change then is oops. So no foo.h. Was I just doing that? Yeah, I was just doing that in the tests. So if I look at tests, it has to, yep, that name would be bad. Tree of includes is demo and foo. Let's just do that. That works. So what I have screwed up is includes prog inc directory. And that works. I'm not sure what I had a spelling mistake somewhere. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it that way for the time being. Make clean, make run is broken. So it just needs to target the prog bin and actually just run prog bin. So now if I, oh, did I break? Yes, I did, because now both builds have to have the include directory. Make clean, make run. Yep, that works. Make clean, make test, and that works. So I don't really like this name, prog inc directory. So let's just do this. Frog Inc. directory is just going to become includes. Like so. I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. Fairly flexible. We'll see how long this goes before do I want to leave those spaces in there? Right. So I got all my targets, all my variables. The way this is set up is it assumes that I'm going to always have main.c as opposed to having it be the program name. I think I'm okay with that. I like that for now. So well, let's do a make clean. What do we got? We got some stuff moved into the includes. Source foo and main have been modified. The new files. I don't understand why it doesn't see them moving. Oh, maybe I didn't commit before. Okay. Get status, get commit. What do I want to call this? So I separated the tests out into the test folder. And I push the code, and I think that's that for the test stuff. I think realistically, I'm ready to just, maybe I was even delaying it, but I'm ready to just kind of jump in and work through some sample programs in C just to, really focus on relearning the language for a while. So I think that will be the next thing. See you guys in the next video.